Alright, hello everyone. It is time once again for another art stream in which we are going to be doing, guess what? More backgrounds, more debris. We love debris so much. Well, that's mostly because, I'm thinking on it's probably going to be a lot of backgrounds for a while, just because, all the things that I'm in the middle of right now are the early stages that need backgrounds, basically. Like a bunch of stuff for Eldritchrune ending, and then I did layouts for the next part, which would be the Tenna boss battle. And so I gotta do backgrounds for that. I have a animatic I want to start, and I'm like, okay, I gotta do backgrounds for that. So, background time. Apologies for all the backgrounds, but they gotta get done. Because if they don't, things don't look right. I gotta do a little post or something of what all that I'm in the middle of, because it is a lot right now. And also I'm gonna be starting up work, full-time work again, starting tomorrow, so my time is going to be a lot less. But I'll have to do work stuff. Hopefully it all goes well, and also it will be nice to get a paycheck again. It's like on the one hand, oh no, more free time. On the other hand, yay, paycheck. I still got so much to do. That's why we are tackling some backgrounds today. I think I should be able to get through them for the rest of, I think this is part, what part is this? I think this is part 8 out of 20. Maybe we can get on to part 9 a little bit. Ah. We will find out. It's going to be a lot of the same stuff because parts like 8, 9, and 10 all take place in the same location. I reuse what I can, but sometimes that may or may not be doable. Either way, we will get through it. And I'm sure there'll be more character stuff in the future. Just be a while before I get to it. I think I might need to change the nib on my pen. It's feeling a little rough. Also, crickets! I put you in, the other room. Why can I still hear you? How can I still hear you when you are supposed to be in the other room? Oh, because I turn off the lights and it's dark, so they're like, oh, it's time to chirp, 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 chirp. Ugh. Ugh. I'm still dealing with whatever's going wrong with my mouth. Ugh. Talking is very good for it, I'm not sure. But we'll do our best. Ah, not what I wanted. Be gone. Yeah, hopefully later I can also work a little bit on this animatic I want to do on stream. But I have another animatic stuff that I gotta finish first, plus work. It's gonna be a bunch of animatics going on. Whew. It'll be good to get back into that, because I'm like, how is my animaticing? Is it getting rusty? I hope not, so good to practice with it a bit. I'll have to be doing a lot of that. But yes, if you're here, I hope that your weekend is going well so far. Mine is going okay. Mostly in that. I'm like, oh, again, last bit off before I'm back to work, so. Like my summer vacation is over. Just like Roxas. But we knew that would happen. I do still kind of wish that Storyboard Pro would let you do circles and French curves a little bit easier than like Sketchbook Pro used to do. Same acronyms, very different programs. So, I love this song. Oh, I hope my sound is going, but it looks like it's going, so should be okay on that front. If not, then uh-oh, here comes a bunch of silence for a while. Should be okay. Ugh. Hello, hello, thank you for coming. Hope that you are doing well. Yeah, and we are working on backgrounds today. It's lots and lots of backgrounds. By backgrounds, I mean debris. That's good. Good. Alfie's is actually out right now. She came out of her little cave and she's sitting up on a rock looking around. She hardly ever comes out of her little cave, but there she is. She's watching the stream too. She's judging me. She's like, I think you need to put more bugs in here. Oops, not the wrong, that's the wrong sim, Gromit, the wrong sim. Never really played The Sims TM. I played Sim City, like the original old thing on like a black and white Mac, but not the new ones where you don't build a city, you play as the peoples. I'm like, no, I wanted to put roads down here and build the commercial district and stuff. Hello, hello, thank you for coming. It is indeed. Yay, thank you for chilling with me on this Sunday morning while we draw debris. Debris! No, oh. Whoopsies. I'm pretty sure closest I've come to that kind of sim genre is just doing a bunch of Animal Crossing. And eventually get to the point where I'm like, I can do nothing more to my island. Goodbye forever. And I wonder when they'll do another mainline Animal Crossing game, because New Horizons was pretty big. And that's kind of a perfect storm of situations where everybody was playing it at once. And not sure how you would replicate that. There we got all that. Wait. No, there is something over there. Yeah, no more perfect storms. No more of that, please. Okay. Hey, did I? Yeah, apparently I skipped a thing. How did that happen? How did that happen? I still need to play Silk Song at some point, but I think before that I should probably play, like, Hollow Knight. Gotta put it on my to-play list at some point, but my to-play list keeps getting forever longer. I will never get through it. Which I guess that's fine. Plenty to do. But it sounds like it's very good. And I'm glad that it was worth the wait. I think if we've learned anything from Eldritchrune and Silk Song, it's that, hey, you don't have to have a bajillion-dollar budget of manillions and abuse your workers and stuff. You can just, like, wait a good long while for, like, a really good game, and it'll be worth it. Yeah, exactly. Like, I got a lot of games to play, but also there's a bunch of other things I should engage with. And not just the games all the time. That's hard to squeeze stuff in when you're already just busy with real life junk. Regular adulting. That's why I try to squeeze in books while I do chores, or audiobooks. Exactly. Things that have crashed the Steam store page have been, like, highly anticipated indie games. Not your big budget sillies, but small projects that take a while by people who are passionate about them. I guess there is a lesson here for us all. I'm still sad I can't think of anything to do for the Undertale anniversary, and I don't have the time. So people are like, oh, just do something small. I'm like, no, you don't understand. I don't have an idea. And I also do not have the time. I'm starting work. Like, I'm sorry. I feel bad about it. I have nothing. I was really thinking, I was hoping, I'm like, okay, I'll come up with something over the summer during my break. And do that then. And I did not. It didn't happen. Yeah, that house in the distance is very cute. It's like, okay, that's neat and all, but I don't have ideas and I don't have time. the two things I need to do an art, an idea and the time to do it, I have neither of those. I'm sad I didn't think of anything over my break. I was kind of expecting I would. I think I might just repost something I've done previously that I like. I was not expecting Eldritchrune to take up so much of my time and headspace. But here we are. And that's just the way it is. Yeah, the Tumblr asks actually take a good bit of time to respond to as well. I don't want to be like, yeah, don't ask me things, because I like it when I'm able to have a fun discussion with stuff. If I can't answer anything, I don't like the question, I'll just delete it anyway. But I like talking about my thoughts and stuff like that, because that also takes time. So thank you, I'm glad that's appreciated. I'm happy about that. I think those are going to start tapering off a little bit as we get further from the new release, and but who knows? We're probably going to be having a new newsletter soon. Maybe we'll get some cool info from that. It's Kind of why I've also been a little hesitant to do, like, this is definitely going to happen a lot. It's like, chapter 5 is exactly going to go this way. I'd like a few more hints. Which maybe we'll get from newsletter. That would be cool. Also, I'm just like, Toby, please say anything at all about chapters 6 and 7. You've said nothing. Please say something about them. Say anything. I wonder how long those ones will take to work on compared to 3, 4, and 5. Which is a mystery. Ugh. Drinking a bunch of water trying to deal with whatever stupid things going on with my mouth. Aside from the stupid words that come out, but other stupid things. Yoink. I have to do the things on this side too. Also, for the most part, I'm glad that I haven't gotten, like, really stupid or annoying ass. Maybe I have, and I just forgot because I deleted them. But for the most part, they've been pretty nice. And that's a plus. I hear, like, all these distant murmurings of, like, really bad opinions on, like, I don't know, Twitter or TikTok, and I'm like, oh, I guess I'm glad I don't spend time there, because then I'd be really annoyed all the time. And I don't want to do that. I got enough real life things to be annoyed at. Some of the stuff is fire. So I'm like, okay, which parts of these are on fire and which are not? Oh, okay. I gotta pull out the old thing. Let me see. Canto Articuno. Where is my little doodle page? Let's find it here. Here it is. Well, I better look up a picture of Canto Articuno. Okay, let's see. Articuno. There it is. Okay. Eventually this page will be full. Oh, I'll turn this down a bit. I like Articuno. Good pokies. Reminds me of an animation I did when I was in high school. I'm gonna have to make this guy a little smaller once I'm done, but we'll make him big for now. Okay. I think Articuno might be my favorite legendary bird. Even though I'm Team Instinct in Pokemon Go. hello. Thanks a bunch for coming to the stream. Doing the doodle real quick. And we're back to backgrounds. Moltres. Moltres also good. I mean, can't go wrong with legendary birds. No, that's true. Articuno, the martlet Pokemon. Just a blue burb. Alright, let's make Articuno a little bit smaller so we can squeeze it in with everything else here. There we go. Stop it. Okay. Now there, we have added to the page. Let's see. Here we go. Thank you for the request. Yeah. My problem is like Storyboard Pro and Photoshop have different zoom in hotkeys, and I always forget which is which. Zappy bird. No probalo. Thank you for doing the request. Yeah, I think I joined Instinct because, like, at the time, Instinct was a pretty small team. I guess it still is. And a couple of my friends who were also playing the same thing were like, oh, we'll join Instinct. So I'm like, well, I'll join Instinct. And most of them quit. And I'm like, I'm still playing. Like, I gotta go today and go get Mega Sharpedo. And when that's out. You know, don't. Just cause what if Lugia thing. Aww. I want a shiny Lugia. I haven't gotten one of those yet, and I like shiny Lugia's colors. It's almost 10 years old. It'll be 10 years old next year, I think. It's 9 years old this year. No, not. I think it came out 2016. So next year it'll be 10 years old. Good grief, did Sun and Moon come out that long ago? Good grief. No, I'm pretty sure it came out in like July 2016. I didn't start playing until like August or so. I missed like the big, we're all playing it together at once kind of thing. But I did, especially because my phone was not very good at the time. July 6th, yes, that's it. I'm still doing it. I'm still playing. I'll tell you what though, I'm so glad they're changing the level cap requirements and getting rid of the requirements to get to level 50, because I was stuck at level 48 for the longest time because one of the requirements for that was 50 lucky trades. And like I had a bunch of people I had lucky status with, but they're all in like different countries because, you know, I just shared a bunch of friend codes of people around the world at one point, and I'm like, there's no possible way I'm going to get lucky trades, like 50 lucky trades, that's insane. And thankfully they're going to get rid of that so I can actually get to level 50. Aww. Oh, that, yeah, I'll name them after Deltarune characters. Ralsei Pikachu. So what if you're gonna name a Pokemon Ralsei, what would be the best Pokemon to name Ralsei? Let's that. Oh yeah, Vulpix's good for Soroba. Oh yeah, Go-Goat would be good for Ralsei. That makes sense. Little Skiddo. Or Wooloo, that could also be cute. Or Dubwool, I guess. Hello, hello, thank you for coming. Ugh. I appreciate the fact that I'm trying to speak and stupid mouth problem is preventing that. There's a couple good Pokemon you could do for Chris, I guess. Oh, yeah, Tinkaton, good for Susie. It's pink and has giant hammer. OMG, Ralsei? Oh, that's really funny. I think that's all for this one. Onward we go. See Dino? I always thought, like, I think I saw a, what was it? The evolution of Dino. Good grief, I'm forgetting all of a sudden. I saw that for Chris. Although Dino, I guess, could also work for Susie. Oof, yeah, Hydrogen takes forever. Well, there's one after Dino. There's like Dino because it's like 1, 2, 3 heads. What's the second head evolution? I think I saw that used for Chris once. Yeah, Zweilous, that was it. Okay. It's like Einsfei dry kind of thing. Sylveon, very good at Eevee evolution. When are they going to do more evolutions? Please. We've waited so long. The last one was Sylveon. And we love Sylveon, but there's got, like, you still got all these types you can do. I mean, kind of the Gigantamax, but I don't really count Gigantamax. It's not the same thing as like a proper evolution. I don't know. Say that with like a mega evolution. That's not really an evolution either. It needs to change type and all that. Like, I remember one time I was, like, staying at a hotel and my mind was just absolutely wandering all over the place, so I started to, like, invent, like, another Pokemon gen. And I called it Sword and Shield. This was before actual Sword and Shield came out. And I was setting it in, like, Pokemon Germany as opposed to, like, Pokemon Britain, but it's very funny that I called my fake one Sword and Shield. And then there was an actual Sword and Shield. I was like, wait a minute. You stole my idea from my brain I never wrote down anywhere. But in that one, I think I had a rock type and a ghost type evolution you could do. Oh yeah, Clover would be good for a Jolteon. Yellow Prickly Justice. I don't know, did I ever name any Pokemon characters after? I guess I named a Charmander Asgore at one point, but that was like my first one for Pokemon Go. I want to name it something so I don't forget, so. First name I thought of. Even though Charmander looks nothing like an Asgore. That's okay. The Lynx Griffin will say Pokemon Sword and then Shield. True! I got prophesied. Prophesied. Ugh. Aggron's better for Asgore, yeah. Aw, Kangaskhan Toriel. Aw. Driving in my char. No! Right after a raspberry? I don't know. I don't know the song. Don't tell me the song. Oh yeah, that could have been Kara. That's true. I think I used Chara for a while as the pronunciation too, until it kind of was pointed out to me or dawned on me, oh, it's short for character. Hello, hello, thank you for coming. I saw there was a fan art. I'm sorry, I haven't posted it yet. I was like, oh, wait a second. How did I miss this? This didn't come up in my thing. So I gotta post that today, or reblog that today. I will do it later today when I do my stuff. Went from Chara to Kara to Kara, yeah. I never really tell you, but I think it's supposed to be Kara short for character. Aww. Peekaboo. Oh no, it's so cute. It's so cute. Oh shoot, I just realized how long have I been drawing? I probably need to, actually I'll do a little bit more and then we'll, yeah, again, I think it's Kara short for character. The name of the character is Kara. The main character. Also, I think that Kara is like the Irish word for friend, like the name friend or something like that, which is a little interesting. Doggeressa! Oh, that's actually really cute. The papyrus for the regular Marowak and then Sans for the Alolan one. I think I got a Alolan Marowak as one of my team for Pokemon Go PvP. So I got some good ones for that. Ugh. Oh, mouth. Alright, once I'm done with this, we will take a stretch break. I don't think we're ever going to get like a proper pronunciation for that name just because it's one of those like, you know, not official sort of things. And heck, even in most Undertale merch, Frisk is referred to as the human rather than like Frisk. Which is interesting. I know. I feel like the most we got from that was the one newsletter that talks about, oh, my friend loves the number 9. Like, that was a shocking amount of, yeah, 9th anniversary stuff. A shocking amount of Kara acknowledgement there. It was sweet, though. It was a nice little instant, yeah. Oh my OMG Kara moment? It was. Yeah, that was what I was talking about. My friend loves the number 9, and it's like, oh. Oh gosh, yeah. Lots of interesting little things. It's funny that Kara has, like, you know, oh, they're the scary child, you know, representation or whatever, but then the name also shows up as joy or friend, and that's interesting. Also, are you a star? Hello, thank you for coming. No, just human. I'm going to play as human in Smash Brothers. Being a friend doesn't make them yours. You see pink and yellow and you think a friend. I feel like if they're going to have a character in Smash for Deltarune, it would be Susie, just because she would make a really fun Smash fighter. What would her final Smash be? I guess that depends on maybe something very cool will happen with her ending chapters or something. But again, are they ever going to do another Smash game, or are they just going to keep adding to the roster of the current one as long as it works? Red Buster. It can be dog coded like Chris. Chris is so puppy. She turns into Susie Zilla, finally. We get Kaishuk Susie. She stomps over everything. She should still be like in the onesie. Just huge. A semi rework, I guess they might be able to sell that for the Switch too. Just keep adding to the roster. Chris is puppy. I find it extremely funny, but it's like, oh, Ralse, and now Ralse is bunny. Everybody's like, Ralse is Chris's persona. No, you fools, Chris's persona is a dog. She's doing a little spinny thing, just pew 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 pew, knocking people away. You can't stop the Susie Zella. Yes, Ralse is bunny. Exploded Chris Monster Chris, a goat, a Susie, or dog. I think we should try and see more dog Chris's now. Gotta do one thing at a time. Riding battles is hard. Alright, I will be right back for one more stretch and water and stuff. Alfie's, are you still watching? You still watching? Alrighty, we are back for more. Oh, donut holes. I want some Timbits. Oh, what, the dragon? That might have been Asriel's drawing, actually. Asriel's the one that took the How to Draw Dragons book. I'm so curious to see Asriel meeting Susie. How is this gonna go? Will it go well? Will it go badly? has got a crush on dragons and deer? Pick a lane, dude. I mean, can you blame him, though? Honey, why can't you fall in love with a random goat monster like I did with your father? Wait, never mind. Go for the dragons and deer. Never mind. Oh yeah, I don't know if we're gonna ever get a Dark World in the holiday house. Like maybe, but I'm not sure when it would happen. I'm not sure what we're gonna have time for. Like, there's all these potential locations. We could have done stuff like the hospital and stuff like that. Date a nice Asian dragon. They have antlers. You think that's the only form boss monsters can take? I don't think there's boss monsters in Deltarune, but if we're talking Undertale, I'd like to imagine they can take other forms than just that. It's our only example, but I think it'd be fun. It'd be more fun if, you know, they were not just, you know, those kind of goat dragon things. I would prefer that. The Silk Song Dark World. Basically, I don't know if that's the case, but I would prefer if it were the case. Like, at the very least, in Undertale Yellow, I was like, oh, it's nice that there's the suggestion that, you know, boss monsters are not just goat monsters. They can be other powerful things, and, you know... Especially since, like, I think the, like, you know, Trickster Fox, the Kitsune, works well as a potential boss monster, because it's, like, an important monster from the certain, like, cultural thing, whereas, like, the Dreamers are kind of more like certain species of dragon than goat. I think it'd be fun if there was variety, and if that variety was centered around, like... Yeah, if that variety was centered around, like, okay, this is a creature that has, you know, great power and influence in a certain culture. Didn't test on herself. First, why does this thing happen? Story reasons. Why don't the people just go to the cops? Because story reasons. Sometimes it's because of the story. But yeah, I can see it just happening because otherwise she probably would not have tested it on her daughter, and then the plot would not have happened. Huh, interesting. Yeah, that's not great. Not great to pick, you know, research over your child. Like, people already kind of give Suruba flack for what she did in UTY. Probably even worse if it was the other way. Yeah, we don't even know what's going on with Carol. She might be in a similar situation, which would be very interesting, but I wonder how that'll shake up. I guess it really depends on, like, okay, what is you know, the Night Conspiracy's designs for Noelle, because she also wants to find Des, and they are not including her in on the Night Conspiracies, which leads me to believe that if she knew that stuff, things would fall apart. Having mom was just terrible. Y'all didn't appreciate Toriel enough. Now you get the actual terrible mom. Well, the thing with that is, like, you can be a villain and an antagonist, or one, or, like... those are not mutual. Those things have overlap. They're not mutually exclusive. I think at the very least she is, you know, sympathetic, but she can still be, like, monstrous and sympathetic. It's a fun line to cross when you have, like, oh, I understand completely why you did that. That was a horrible thing to do, though. Like, yeah, that's fascinating. That's fun. No, at the very least, I don't think that she is physically harming her daughter. Like, she is not, like, hurting her physically. I do not think that's the case at all. But at the very least, she is being emotionally damaging, emotionally harmful, because basically you should not be afraid of your own parent. Like, the fact that, like, Noelle is clearly kind of terrified of her, that's a sign of abuse, even if it's not physical abuse. You should not be terrified of your own parent. That's not okay. And that's probably dealt with a little better if Rudy was there, but, like, you don't have to, like, hit people to, like, abuse them. Oh yeah, intentionally putting... Yeah, I do not know if she's intentionally putting Noelle in the line of fire. I'm inclined to think no, she is not, because of just, like, the sense of I need to preserve what I have kind of thing. But it's possible for her to, like, hurt her family by trying to protect them. Again, I think the snowflakes, the bronze snowflakes are, you know, a good metaphor here, in that, okay, this is something that, you know, she has protected it, but in the very act of protecting it, it is also destroyed. It is no longer what it was meant to be. Yeah, what's going on with the weird root? Does she know that that's happening? Has Chris told her anything about it? Is she okay with that? Because if so, Stalks her and smash back to back. No. No, I don't think she wants to physically harm her daughters. I kind of wonder if a lot of this is like, I'm going to follow the prophecy, because if I do this and follow the prophecy this way, then my family or my daughter will be saved or preserved. It depends a lot on, I guess, you know, how much they know about the prophecy and what it might say about, like, the girl or Noelle or whoever is in that position, and whether it's like, okay, they are going to come out okay or not. Yeah, she definitely does not like Susie. And this is kind of why I feel like the Night Conspiracy is like, they're not trying to stop the prophecy, they are trying to follow it. Just by virtue of them being so opposed to Susie. How Susie is the wrench in the plan here. And Susie is, you know, the one that Garrison is gearing up to be like, okay, no, you can do it. You're the one who can stop the prophecy. And so just by virtue of the fact that they are opposed to Susie, I kind of think they are pro-prophecy. Which leads me to believe that whatever is going to happen with the prophecy, they think, oh, this will be a way to save Noelle. I get the feeling that Chris is not saved in that sense, but the idea is to save Noelle. And that Chris has kind of resigned himself to, well, okay, this is my penance for whatever I did. I am not saved, but it is my job to save somebody else, in this case, Noelle. It's like, Chris, like, I wasn't supposed to get attached to the bully that, you know, I'm hanging out with, but I actually really like them. Uh-oh. Yeah. Like, I don't think Carol's homophobic. I don't think that's just, like, a thing. I don't think it's a thing that they really care about, but I'm not sure about the classist bit, but I don't know. I get the funny feeling that, like, if Carol is anything, like, she's more racist than she is homophobic. I think she might actually have kind of a issue with humans. Which wouldn't make sense because it's like, oh, you know, she's nice to Chris and stuff. Well, she seems to be more invested in the soul than anything else. I get the feeling that she is like, oh, this human is useful to me because, you know, of the prophecy and stuff. You need, you know, you are welcome at any time. You human are useful to me because you are part of the prophecy. This is your part you're supposed to play. I kind of wonder about if she actually cares about Chris as a person. Like, she probably does to some degree, like they grew up together. But I'm kind of wondering if Carol's, at least right now, maybe she did in the past, but at least right now, she is seeing Chris more as, like, a means to an end than, like, an actual friend to, you know, her daughter. And, which might be why she's kind of okay with anything happening in the weird route. And not okay with anything happening with Susie. And, that's not great. Because I feel like Chris has got this internalized racism going on that, Carol might be, like, stoking a bit. Again, this whole thing like, oh, Chris, you know, and I know what happened wasn't your fault. Like, you know, you're a human, and they're just naturally more violent than monsters. You know, you can't help it. It's in your nature. But, you know, I know you didn't mean it, and you want to make it up to me. Like, you're gonna make it up to me, aren't you? Like, I can see that angle being played. Oh yeah, that was stupid. That's a dumb joke about, no, Toriel's not homophobic. Especially now, since, like, okay, it's very clear that, like, Toriel likes Susie. She thinks Susie is neat. She is in Susie's corner, and does not seem to be very fond of whatever Carol's doing. Yeah, some have not, sadly. I think she is less like, oh no, you can't have the girls kissing, as opposed to like, oh no, that is a child, even though I'm like, Toriel, there's a good chance that child flirted with you, but, you know, it's the jokey jokes. It's the jokey jokes. Mm-hmm. I'm still very curious what Toriel knows about whatever is going on with this prophecy stuff, and why can we not wake her up in chapter 3? What does she know? Why is the variable that changes the monster into the black deer into the monster Toriel? What does she know? What would she do if she found out that, oh, by the way, in my religion, my child is supposed to be in this role? Oh yeah, I think she knows some about, you know, what's happened to Des in the past, but if she's like a, you know, pretty big follower of the, you know, the prophecy religion and stuff like that, and if she knew, oh, this is what's going to happen to the human, and she became aware that my human is the cage, like, what would she do? I get the feeling she would not go along with it. I get the feeling she would be really upset. Yeah, I think she would defy Carol, and I think that's why they're keeping her in the dark. I don't know, the game seems to be encouraging us to try the secret bosses, saying like, okay, you know, we'll get you something you'll really like if you know, get all the shadow crystals. Definitely, I think something worse will happen if you do the weird route. I get the feeling that Asgore is partially in the dark. I'm with you partially in the dark. But knows more to it. Clearly, Toriel does not like it. She's like, stop, you know, fueling his conspiracies. I don't know, Gaster seems to be interested in you doing it too. He's like, oh, you almost beat the knight? Okay, keep trying, keep trying. Let's see, I want to see if you can do it. There, basically it's like connecting beating the knight with, there it is, your light, just a little more, you know. At the very least, I feel like Gaster, maybe he's a bit more impartial, but he seems to be in the player's corner. Seems to be like, wee, go player. Like, he's not, you know, in on much, but at the very least, he seems like, oh, I like watching you, player. You're cool. Keep doing your thing. I would like a Sham secret boss, but I get the feeling that would just kind of be like, okay, you can't get the crystal until you beat him, or beat them at it. Which who knows when that will happen, since apparently we only have one more shadow crystal to get in chapter 5, and then we can get the pure crystal. Wesley's shoulder saying, you're doing great. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I'd be down with a Sham battle. That'd be fun. Probably also terrifying, but fun. I need to do one more Sham scene at least with Eldritchrune too. Yeah, it's possible. It could be like, oh, you want the you know, pure crystal? We gotta do one more thing. All right, thanks a bunch for coming. One more thing. Beat me in combat. Wait, what? Okay. I'm still not sure how, like, it would be cool to do something with the purple soul mode, but I'll be honest, like, the purple soul mode is not very exciting. It's literally just, okay, stay on the rails a bit. I'm not sure how much more you can do with it, except to add more rails, I guess. I guess with the green one, you know, they added stuff for that, but they'd have to really push up for whatever they're doing with the purple soul. Speed lines. Dash through or something? I don't know. Yeah, they did add another 4 sides, plus did some funky stuff with the box itself. Enhance purple soul. I kind of wish we could get like orange and teal souls to do something. I kind of like, oh, are we ever gonna do that? And it kind of seems like not. Yeah, we're gonna do orange or teal soul. No, there's nothing for orange or cyan or teal, whatever. Maybe. Maybe. Yeah, we haven't done anything with a blue soul yet. Leaves you grounded. You're grounded. But basically, orange and teal or cyan or whatever were, you know, done with orange and light blue moves of keep moving, stop moving. Well, you do play with that as Papyrus. Like, it's not even other ways. You have the blue soul as Papyrus in everything. It's not genocide only. It's literally in the Papyrus battle. Yeah, like that's our introduction to it as Papyrus. You're blue now. That's my attack. Yeah. Cyan is patience. Which is different from perseverance. Which is also different from determination, I guess. My brother has a very special attack. Exactly. You're blue now. Most people have been like, oh, I want a Sans battle in Eldritchrune. I'm like, I don't. I'm sorry. We got a really big battle with him in Undertale. I don't think we need to do one here. I hope that doesn't happen. Let's do other things, please. Already stuff going on. Yeah, ooh, good grief, that was hard. I'm glad I finally beat it at least once, but that was not easy. Sword Tunnel kicked my butt every time. It was very cool, just ooh, it was scary. I've never actually fought Sans anyway, because I have not played No Mercy. I don't really want to. Yeah, exactly. He's the most popular. I don't think he needs another battle. Let's do some characters we don't have battles for, like Alphys and Metaton Neo and Garrison. That was fun. Yeah, I don't know what it was about Sword Tunnel, but it would just wreck me every time. I could do Sword Circle okay, but Sword Tunnel, no. Could not read it. I kind of wonder how many people, like, you know, played Eldritchrune for the first time and managed to beat the knight, like, without the Shadow Mantle, like, maybe with the Shadow Mantle, but, like, on their first try, like, there was no scripted loss. Gotta be some small amount of people did that. Somebody. Couldn't be me, though. Okay. All those. We're almost done with part 8. Almost there. Oh yeah, I beat them before the patch too, but I mean, like, who beat it, like, on their first try? No, like, they didn't even realize it was a scripted loss kind of thing. They were just that goated. The bad ending. Oh yeah, like, no hit runs for sure. I'm pretty sure Shay has done that a couple times. The people got skills. It's one thing if you're no hitting. I'm wondering if anybody was, like, so good they're like, oh, I can just sight read this and, you know, beat it on my first try. Extremely good dodgers. Artful dodgers. Everybody wanted to show off how cool they were. Look at me no-hit this person. Of course, then part of the problem is like, oh, the roaring fraud is nothing. I'm like, no, it is something. It is actually difficult to beat. Yeah, I know, it kind of feels like you do have to be on the defensive. Especially with Swoon, you know. Oh, I can't get through the sword ring at the start of Sanctuary. I still have been able to. Maybe if I had better controls or something, but I can't do it. I can't do it. Sorry, I've never gotten a scene of like, Chris, what are you doing? Get him! Like, I'm like, I'm sorry, I can't get them. The sword ring got me. Why would I need that? I finished. Oh no! Look, a feeling of calm washes over you. You're surely done with all battles now. I was mostly kind of like, huh? Because like at first I was like, oh, Chris is the knight. Oh, fine, okay. And then it's like, and here's the roaring knight, and I'm like, oh, what? And then yeah, psych. You thought you knew. You did not. Put away your preconceived notions. Why did they move the camera over? Why can I walk back to a save point? Oh. Game design? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I have not heard of the game Poly yet, no. Yep, it looks like Corrupted Death. I'm like, well, it got antlers. I didn't realize that the bat was there until later. I'm like, oh, baseball bat, okay, that's Death. Nice. I'll be totally honest, I really don't understand the idea that's like, oh no, it's Carol, it's Rudy, it's Asgore, it's Papyrus. I'm like, guys, it's Death. It makes the most sense, narrative-wise, for it to be Death. There's still questions of like, okay, why is this Death? You know, what's happened? You know, how did this happen? Is this fixable? How would we fix it? Like, there's still questions there, but like, narratively speaking, I'm just like, this is like 95, like maybe some other thing, but 95% chance. Yeah, like if you don't know, if you're not really deep into like, you know, the fandom or theorizing or know much about Death, I can see Carol as being like the red herring there. 'Cause it's like, oh, you know, deer thing, big black sword. Oh, that's got to be Carol. Like that I can see, but like people who should know better, I guess, being like, oh no, this is Rudy. I'm like, huh? What are you talking about? I don't even know, like, the thing with Papyrus is it doesn't make narrative sense either. That's only relevant if you know who Papyrus is from Undertale, and even then it's kind of like, okay, but why? It's the night! Yeah, especially like it's the baseball bat. The fact that it holds up its sword here it is. That looks like a baseball bat. I'm like, I'm sorry. That is the only character so far that we have associated with baseball. Yeah, exactly. It's a narrative structure kind of thing. It's like, okay, narratively speaking, this one makes sense and also presents more mysteries. Again, okay, why did this happen? How do we fix it? And has all this conflict set up. Oh no, the person we're supposed to save or find is the villain. What do we do with that? Yeah, I do not understand. Chris is still the Roaring Knight because of, like, time travel. Like, what? Huh? Yeah. No, don't throw up. No. Yeah, I was not on team Chris Knight. So that's why I was kind of like, oh no, really? They were right all along, and then it's like, no, they were not. Psych. But I'm glad I kind of got that sense right, and then it was like, I was like, okay, I don't think Chris is the knight, because this doesn't make sense for this, and this reasons. But I can see them working with the knight, or joining the knight's side for some reason. It turns out that was the case all along. You got new things to worry about. Alright, I gotta take a stretch break as soon as I finish this part. We're almost there. Ugh. Gotta get rid of all these extra lines. Alright, have a good lunch. Yeah, exactly. The idea of, if this happened, this would be bad writing. Not a good argument. It's just not a good argument because, like, my dude, one, we don't have all the information. Toby does, and two, you can make what would seem like a bad idea work if you've got the skill. Like, there are some instances where I'm like, this would be bad writing, like, homophobic tutorial, that's stupid. But, just, on its own. Okay. It is time for a stretch break. Doohickey. I mean, I don't want to say he's one of the best writers in the world, but he's a good writer. I don't think I know enough writing to hopefully say, this is the best writer in the world. He's a good writer. Yeah. There are things he's definitely weak in, namely timelines and world building. Something like that's just not very important to him. That's bad writing. It's too early. Yeah, like that kind of thing is silly. Yeah, he definitely had his weak points. Again, when do things happen? Vaguely around this time. Yeah. Oh gosh! Imagine if like the genocide he really got it to work, and the game would delete itself after you finished it. I think people would have been really mad. I don't think the game would have been so beloved if you play the bad route, you delete the game. So, probably a good thing that didn't work out. I know people would like to do that kind of thing, but I don't think that would be a very good idea. Yeah, I'm not sure how it would work. As long as you have the download, you can just do it again, but for free. Yeah, I think sometimes people had some Hideo Kojima nonsense. True. I'm sure he could if he could. Would if he could. No, one shot doesn't do that, but it is encourage you to just play it once. Yeah. It's a brave choice, but I don't know if it's necessarily the right choice. So it's probably for the best that it ended up not being able to do that. Okay, we're really trying to assert that, no, I'm in control. I'm going to delete my toys and go home. Goodbye. Yeah, I think that some people, and maybe I am some people sometimes, I'm not exempt from this, have this idea of like, if I don't like a writing decision, that's the same thing as being a bad writing decision. And it's like, no, that's not the case. Sometimes you may not like how things are. That doesn't mean it's bad. It just means you don't like it. Like, there are definitely some things where I'm like, if this happened in the game, it may or may not be a bad writing choice, but I wouldn't like it. Like, if the time loop theory was correct, I don't like that idea. I don't want that to happen. I'm sure it could be made to work, but I don't want it. I don't like it. But that is a personal thing for me. I removed it for the Steam release. Huh, interesting. Video gaming is not great, yeah. It could be a little of both, definitely, since Undertale was his, first real attempt at a full game. Yeah, I don't like that idea either, and I don't think that's the case, especially since it's kind of been like, okay, we don't have Last Thursdayism going on with the Darkners, which, thank goodness, because I didn't like it even with the Darkners, but if it was a thing of like, oh, and Gaster created the entire Eldritchrune universe, and it's all a simulation, I don't like that idea either. I don't want that to be the case. I don't think that's, yeah, I'm sure we've had a conversation like this before. I don't think it's going to be the case, but if that happened, I'd be like, oh. Yeah, they are going for different things for sure. Alright, be right back for one more stretch and orange juice and stuff.
Girl, you gotta watch the stream for me. You gotta do it.
Yay! I am back. Ooh, Snowgrave Noel costume. That's gonna be creepy. And yeah, it does kind of bother me when people are like, oh, nope, Snowgrave is just the same as No Mercy. And it's like, it's not, though. Especially since, like, with the new chapters, there is no grindy element. It's just certain cutscenes change to be really creepy. We're cutting Susie out of the story mostly in Snowgrave. Mm-hmm. Yeah, the reason why I don't like certain ideas for the story, basically I don't like anything that's has a really nihilistic take with Eldritchrune of oh, these characters in these stories don't matter. I feel like the idea is supposed to be yes, these things are fictional, but they do matter, they do have meaning. And, it's important for you to, consider that meaning and, to, treat even fictional characters as something important to you. And I kind of feel like if this was oh, this is a time loop, oh, this is a simulation, it would kind of undermine that idea a bit. It would take away meaning from that sort of thing. That's just my interpretation, though. Apparently, there's an interesting weird root thing in the Japanese translation. What's the weird root thing in the translation? Animation? No, basically this is I am using Storyboard Pro to work on backgrounds, just because there's tools in Storyboard Pro that are really useful that Photoshop doesn't have, especially in terms of copying stuff over and straight line tools that Photoshop doesn't have. These are better. So I'll often do some backgrounds in Storyboard Pro and then just kind of carry them over to Photoshop. Huh. The game takes written almost more childlike, whimsical feeling, except for the perceived root prompts and the weird root. Huh. Interesting. It's now this is serious business. I do have an animatic I want to work on. I'm gonna have to get to it a little later because I got some other stuff I gotta have due dates first. But that will happen at a later time. So right now we're just doing backgrounds in Storyboard Pro. Because Storyboard Pro has nice tools that I like for this kind of thing. Namely, this kind of... that kind of... yeah, things. That's really interesting that Weird Root has, the more serious tone to it. Makes sense, though. I do appreciate the fact that Toby's I'm going to learn Japanese just so I can translate my game into Japanese better. Yeah, there are some things that just doesn't quite work in English. We have different tone indicators. My main knowledge of translation differences is in speedruns. It's we do this one chapter in Japanese because it's faster. But we don't do chapter 2 in Japanese because it's apparently slower, the part where Queen's Yeah, I don't think he does the translations himself, he just helps. But him knowing Japanese is okay, I can, help get my idea across a little bit better. I don't know, that's helpful. They just put his name in italics. Apparently they had like some really weird stuff they did for like the Jackenstein fight. Like how do you get that accent across in Japanese? Whatever that accent is. And I guess you gotta also consider the age range you want to go for. Oh, that's true. Broken grammar kind of thing. Like, how do you translate that? Good grief. Did you guys see that pumpkin? That was scary. Just kidding. That was mine. Smiley face. Hello, thank you for coming to the delicious art of debris. Oh, sheesh. That's a lot of alphabets to learn. Delicious debris. Debris. Oh, that's so funny. That's so cute. So like a different, instead of like the smiley face, a different like Japanese smiley. Just kidding, that was mine. One thing I did not know until I like just stumbled across it myself is that like if you go back up after beating Jackenstein to like the space where you go to find him the first time, like his pumpkin is there. And you can either, like, have Raul say, tell it a story, and Pumpkin's like, you're taking too long, and then leaves. Or Susie tells it a joke, and it laughs before Susie finishes the joke. You're taking too long. It's me with Eldritchrune's ending. Oh, it does leave if you tell it enough jokes. I started with Rouse telling the story, so it left immediately. I was like, no, come back! I'm sorry, Rouse wanted to be thorough. I did not know that my first time. I love the area for Dark Sanctuary, but I got so lost in it. Anyways, speaking of, gotta work on the animatics. Suzelle animatic I want to do. I'm probably not going to be able to do much on it until next month. Because, again, I've got another thing that has a sooner due date that I need to work on first. Look out for that in the future. We'll see. I guess it depends, one, on when Chapter 5 comes out, and two, what's involved in Chapter 5. Because, like, I don't know, if Asgore's a boss, I'm not going to put him in the Dark World because he's in the Light World. It's not going to work here. And also, I'd really like to finish Eldritchrune before Chapter 6, because I'm sure that by the time we get to Chapter 6 and 7, it's going to be way derailed from whatever's going on in Eldritchrune. So, my goal is to finish Eldritchrune before Chapter 6. And then, after we get Chapter 7, and we have the full game out, we have everything out, I've got another project that I want to do. It'll depend a lot on how the game ends, but because I'm going to base it on how the game ends. But basically, it'll be another much longer project, like a huge project I want to do after the game is out. Yeah, I don't know if 6 and 7 is going to be one update or not. The only reason why I think it might not be one update is because I get the feeling that 6 and 7 are both going to be really large and will take a while to finish. And if we do 6 and 7 together, it might be like another 3 or 4 years. So yes, I am planning to do a big project In fact, I want to take like time off of work to do it over like the course of a year. Once the game is out. But my hope is that I finish Eldritchrune before Chapter 6, because again, I don't really expect I'll be able to integrate 6 or 7 well into Eldritchrune well at all. I think that they're just going to diverge too much. And as I am working on the ending right now, I'm not going to change the ending. How much of the project is like the Eldritchrune or the other one? The other one is basically, like, I don't have story or anything like that. It's going to depend a lot on how Eldritchrune ends. Or not Eldritchrune. It's going to depend a lot on how the game ends, because I want it to be, like, in response. You know, like, continuation or something, whatever, to how the game ends. So it's going to depend a lot on that. But I think I have an idea of, like, the genre, the way I want to present it, the work I would have to do for it kind of thing. I want to do it in a certain direction. And depending on how the game ends, I think I can jump off it from there. I mean, I might be totally wrong and the game ends a totally different way and I'm like, oh, I can't work with the idea I had. But assuming that, you know, basically it has an ending I can work off of, I know the genre, the medium, what I want to do in that sense. I'm sorry, that's very vague. It would not be another fan comic, it would be something very different. It would be new territory. The kind of thing where I'm like, okay, because this would require a lot of work, I want to, like, take time off of, like, take a year off of my usual job and probably, like, pay people to help with certain aspects that I can't do, like, you know, music and sound and stuff like that. So, especially sound, because that's something I really struggle with. So, sorry for the vagueness, but it's like, that's the best way I can describe it. Not a fan game, sorry. If it was a fan game, I would also have somebody to, like, program it, because I can't program, but... So, not a comic, not a fan game. But something that does require, like, help with sound and stuff like that, editing. And, again, different genre than normal. Honestly, if I could program a game, I'd probably do something original rather than a fan game. I feel like Amusement Park would be even harder than a fan game. As neat as that would be, I don't think I could do it. I know even less about architecture. I don't have the money for that. I ain't that guy from, Evermore. No coding. Underworld. Speaking of, like, random fantasy, why isn't there, like, a dedicated Undertale Deltarune convention yet? I'd go to that. Maybe it'll happen later, I don't know. Presidential campaign? That sounds miserable. Undertale Disney World. Was there an Undertale convention? I didn't hear about that. Okay, I think this is the last one of... Yeah, okay, this is the last one of page... Nope. Come on, I want all 4... bit. Oh my goodness, please, I just wanted to be able to click it. Ugh. Why are you like this? I want to be able to click it. I'm trying a different pen with this. Good grief. Conventions are fun. Okay, never mind. It's just being stupid, I guess. Please, I just want to mark these as set color, please. Please. I want to do them one at a time. Please let me, like, actually select multiple. Maybe I gotta make it bigger. There we go. Just did not want to do that. Now we're on to part 9. It is so funny to me, having lived in much of the U.S. and Canada, and also, like, done stuff in Europe, how, like, incredibly easy it is to get around Europe, and then Europeans are like, that's like 3 hours, that's too long. Whereas in, like, U.S., Canada, it's like, oh, this drive is only 7 hours, that's not too bad. Y'all, you got fast trains. You got nothing to complain about. We have to drive in a car for days to get to another state. Please. You got trains. You got trams. You got all that cool stuff. Especially in Germany, the trains are so nice. 18 hours. I know. I want more trains. Trains, please. Yeah, America and Canada. That is true. They got super fast trains in Japan and China and stuff like that. Do at least have a train here. At least the Sky Train. Yeah. So, like, the thing in Europe is, like, you know, if you have a well-established public transit, it doesn't take as long. You know, it's not a super long trip, and also it's not that expensive. Send some to the west, please. I know. It's very funny. I've seen, like, people in, like, Europe and Britain being like, this car ride was 2 hours. It's like, oh, you mean my morning commute? For a lot of people. I actually considered that myself. I'm like, oh, maybe I should take the train to, like, go to my brother's wedding. And, no, it was a 4-day trip. So it's like, never mind. I have to take a plane. Yeah, exactly. Ugh, the trains aren't fast enough here. So it's like, alright, taking a flight, I guess. And I'll knock some air travel. Air travel used to be better. Like, I'm old enough to remember when air travel didn't suck as bad as it did now. It has gotten worse over my lifetime, I'll say that. At the very least, it's become a lot more uncomfortable and inconvenient. I know. They used to call it the friendly skies. Now it's the, what? Do you have a water bottle you didn't purchase at the airport? Well, throw that out, skies. Is that hand lotion in your bag? Not anymore. It's not. Throw it out. Meh. I'm still so mad that when I was flying my brother's wedding, I'm like, okay, I'll sleep in the plane on the way there. I did not do that. Yeah, the conditions for the workers are bad. It's crud. And, like, of all the people that I want to be, you know, alert and in good health and stuff like that, it would be the person flying my plane. The person that is controlling the big metal thing that is, you know, thousands of feet in the air. Please let them, you know, get adequate rest and good pay. Please. Oh, good grief. You're gonna hide something in your brain. Good grief. I complain about air travel. Honestly, the only thing I would say has gotten marginally better about planes is like the food is not so bad. Food used to be really gross on planes. Now it's like, okay, it's fine. It's bearable. That used to be what you complained about with planes, and now it's like, alright, you know, this is just fine food. The rest, though, did not improve. Also, the part about food that did not improve is like now you gotta pay for a lot of it. They don't give it to you for free. Sometimes they do, but a lot of the flights I've been on, it's like, do you want an actual meal? That you gotta pay for that. We'll give you a chocolate bar though, or a bag of chips. And that's it. What are we talking about? Suddenly went off on like planes. Ah! I'm gonna renew my passport. Speaking of, but I'll do that next year. Gotta do it. Anyways, I would like to go to a Undertale convention sometime. I think that'd be fun. Oh, well, yeah, it can't really compare with Italian pasta. That is a difficult thing to you know, get right on a plane or get right anywhere. Oh no, the airplane food effect. Oh, also another thing, Rouse concert when? Yeah. And I wonder if they'll do a Eldritchrune concert. Like they did the Undertale one for the 5th anniversary. Huh, actually is a brand in Italy. The more you know. I'm sure I mentioned this before, but one time when I was in Italy, we had a proper, traditional Italian dinner. Like, big old family dinner. Those things last like 5 hours. And you need like breaks in the middle of the food. They're so extensive. It was like a half-day affair just to eat one meal. Because there was so much. Yeah, Blather. Hope you're good with lots of weird time signatures. Woo! I wish I understood that part more. People are like, time signatures are crazy in Third Sanctuary. I'm like, I will take your word for that because I can't tell. I just like the stuff. Huh, interesting. 24, 9, 5, 4, 11, 10, 99, 98, what else? We're gonna do wrong layer. Scared of carnival rides? Kinda, yeah, mostly because you have to like tear those things down and then set them back up. Their safety is a little less guaranteed than, you know, something that's a lot more stationary. And then, plus, if you go on the Ferris wheel with Chris, they're gonna shake it. Oh, that's hard. Ooh. Count past 4. That is true. Cars are scarier. Huh. Oh, that does make the thing in Ratatouille oddly fitting, because, kind of making fun of that. That is true. We gotta ride in cars all the time. Alright. Oh, look at all this stuff. Look at all this mess that Susie left. Welcome back. That is true. I've never spun out. I've never gotten in a bad accident in a carnival ride. Oh, that's too many car accidents. Ugh. I've gotten in car accidents, but nothing serious. Most of the worst things that have happened have been like while my car was parked and I was not in it. So, counting my blessings on that. Oh. Yeah, right now I usually only just drive to the grocery store once a week. I do not drive that often. It does mean my car insurance is very low. Yeah, it's nothing. You're always like, okay, you're putting your life in the hands of everybody else on the road who may or may not be a decent driver. No, one of my favorite cars got wrecked by some person who was trying to evade the university campus police by driving up our road, and they hit my car and then hit a gas main, which luckily nothing happened except leaked out a lot of gas, but that was not great. My car got wrecked because of this guy who was stupid and high and driving with it. Anyways, do not drive if you are drunk or high. I know somebody from my old church who, one, he was like basically they were going to like some church function with like a bunch of teens, and some other drunk driver basically jumped lanes and hit their car head on, and it, like did permanent physical damage to one of the teens. He, basically couldn't play sports anymore because like lost a leg or something like that, and it killed somebody else in the car. And like they were just going on their way. They did nothing wrong. Just the other person was driving drunk and stuff like that. So I have very particular dislike if you drive under the influence. Do not do that. I will come to your house and push everything off your shelves. Please drive safely. Considering how much I used to drive when I was living in California, I'm amazed I didn't get more accidents, but I was pretty fortunate. But I don't drive nearly as often as I used to when I lived in California. It is so nice to be like, oh, I have to go to this thing? Well, it's nearby. I will walk. Oh, I have to go to this other thing? It's actually more convenient to take the train. I'm gonna do that. Reject the corn dog idea. Corn puppies. They are like corn dogs, but smaller. I haven't seen that movie in a while either. That's a good movie. Also, when am I supposed to take my break? I think I gotta do that soon. Corn dog nuggets. Yeah, I like public transit. It's convenient. A sports game, oh no! Train to the furry convention, woohoo! Oh. Who are they playing? The sports are happening. That means the people will be on the trains. Okay, bye. Ooh. I'm always, if I have to take like public transit somewhere, I'm always completely blindsided if there's like a sports thing going on, because I don't pay any attention to that. So it's like, oh, well, there's a sports thing. Yeah, that was odd. That was odd. Man, you know what I miss though? I miss hot dog on a stick. Oh. No, the basic etiquette. Escalators, no. You should at least know how to use an escalator. Shocking number of people can't do that. Alright, I will finish this one, then we'll do our break. Do whatever you want. You can mix and match them. Draw some hotline guys, then draw some hard mode enemies. No, I mean like I don't mean just like the thing's hot dog on a stick. I mean like the brand, not the brand, the company Hot Dog on a Stick. They are California based and they just sell hot dogs on a stick and cheese on a stick, and they're really dang good. I love that stuff. Yeah, like they're one of those companies that does like, you know, we're gonna do one thing and we're gonna do it really well. And like that's, so whenever I'm in California for like at the mall, I'm like, Mom, can we get hot dog on a stick? 'Cause they have really good hot dogs, corn dogs, and they have really good like cherry lemonade. And I think that company's employee owned, so that's another plus. Elfies, oh, she climbed up to her spot. Basically, I think maybe more companies should be employee-owned. That would be less problems. Okie dokie, it is time for another stretch break. And all that. Yeah. Oh, now that I'm thinking about it, I want hot dog on a stick. I want the cherry lemonade. No. I'll do them writings. Yeah, the cherry lemonade is really, really good. They usually make that stuff super fresh, though. Like, they'll just squeeze the lemons right in front of you, pretty much, in these giant, like, presses. Why don't they call it cherryade? I don't know, because there is lemonade in it. It's just also cherries. Like, lemons are not excluded from the mixture. Ooh, omelets. Corn dogs. Elfies, you can't have a corn dog. No. If it's got bread in it, you can't have bread. Or sausage. Either of those things. Or cheese, for that matter. Ooh, Korean corn dog. That's nice stuff. Can't she have corn? No. Lizard cannot eat a lot of things, actually. No grains. They cannot digest grains. Pretty much she can eat bugs and certain leafy greens, certain plants, and some fruits. I think in the wild, like, the most meat they can have that's, like, not a bug is, like, sometimes I think those kinds of lizards will eat, like, newborn baby mice, like the really little ones. But, otherwise, like, she can't have, like, you know, chicken or pork or anything like that. They're supposed to just have bugs or worms. Eater. I guess probably gotta have the chitinous part. The exoskeleton's also important. It's got fiber. But yeah, no grains. Can't have grains. And even then, the vegetables she can have is pretty limited. Like, she's not supposed to have, like, lettuce or spinach. Needs to be like really high nutrient leafy greens. Alright, I will be right back for one more stretch and stuff. Return. Oh no! The light rail is sardines. Can Alfies have shrimp? I don't think so. Even though shrimps is bugs. I don't know if it has to be land. Actually, it's probably just because they're too big. Alfies, you can't have shrimps even though shrimps is bugs. Just trying to get to work. Not like that. Yeah, that is the one part where... excuse me. Oh, I better drink this water. Yeah. The one part where public transit is not fun is when it's just packed. Packed full of people, everything slows down. I agree. If there was some Taylor Swift concert or something happening here a few months ago, and traffic was a mess all over the place. At one point we were like trying to cross the street and it's just like, I don't know, a bajillion cars all coming up from the same direction. It's like, oh, I wonder what this is for. I think we know. No seafood for Alfies. Alfie's like, you don't even give me worms anymore, let alone sea bugs. Bet said that worms are too fattening, so she can just have crickets. Register is a very light earthquake on the sensors. No! That's really funny, but also, oh no. Please don't jump. Please don't jump. My brother and his husband are into T-Swift. I'm like, yo, okay. Do a flip. Woo! There, that's the flip. I flipped it with the drawing. I don't know what I'm talking. Oh. You know what? I actually haven't seen that much Futurama. Very little of it. Did grow up with a lot of Simpsons, but didn't quite get to Futurama. I'm just seeing little bits here and there, not enough to really remember any jokes. Alfie's, although poor Alfie's yesterday, for some reason, she decided, I'm gonna try and climb up on top of the air conditioner piece, and of course it was all plastic and slippery, so she couldn't do it, so she was like, and she like fell over, and I'm like, baby, why did you try and do that? You just fell over. Alphys, you are too pancake shaped. This is why you can't have worms, you're so fat. Yeah, poor Alphys. Alphys is my favorite character in Undertale. As evidenced by the fact that I named my lizard after her, my little lizard Alphys, who's my special little girl. But in Eldritchrune, I'm like, Alphys, honey, your teaching it's quite poor. I don't think she's a doormat. I just think she is in the wrong job. She is not, like, when it comes to kids, you really gotta, like, you know, put forth a lot of effort for them. She's not a social person. She doesn't know how to handle kids well. So she's kind of like, okay, I'm gonna watch anime while you guys do your project. I'm like, Alphys, no! Honey, you're teaching, no! I'm curious if we will get more with her, because she seems to keep coming up in various ways, and, you know, we need to talk to her about information for the shelter. I think a boss battle with her would be very cool. How many characters do you think will be analyzed through the lens of jealousy? She has 2 years. Well, what would Alphys be jealous of? I'm not sure how. Like, I can see the jealousy applying to, okay, Caddy regarding, you know, Susie and Noelle, or Asgore regarding Toriel and Sans. But I don't know how that would apply to Alphys. I don't know if there's anything that, like, somebody else has that she wants or, you know, feels envious, covetous of. Jealous of the Roaring Knight. Look at how badass they are. They can turn into a baseball whenever they want. Having an intimate getaway with Undyne. Oh no! The police getting in the mayor's way. Uh-oh. I'm not even sure why we have them. They're just eye candy? Like, girl. Yeah, I don't recall anything specific with Alphys regarding jealousy. It seems like she's, like, really wants to please, you know, Asgore and Toriel regarding, you know, Chris, but she is not a good teacher is the problem. People being like, oh, Toriel's a terrible mother. I'm like, Toriel's a fine mother. It's Alphys who is not a good teacher. Also, Alfie, why are you the adult scared of Susie? Like, she is like terrified of Susie, and I'm like, my dude, not appropriate for an adult. Why are you scared of the child? Do you think she is going to beat you up? Is this what you think? Because that ain't normal. She is quite large, but also like, yeah, that is, I guess that is real for some teachers. But even then, if you are in that position as a teacher, where it's like I am smaller compared to the students, you still have to be the person that's like, okay, I am the adult in the room. That doesn't mean being an authoritarian, because, like, you know, exercising that kind of authority is not the same thing as being an adult. But it does recognize it's like, okay, I have experience over these kids. Yeah, that gets into a whole different discussion about, you know, racial undertones and, like, over-policing and stuff like that. I am coming at it from the perspective of, like, both my parents are teachers. Heck, I have, you know, one of my siblings is a teacher. A lot of my friends are teachers, so I know a lot of teachers. And you can only do so much sometimes. It's up to you to, like, you know, figure out, okay, what can I do with the resources I have? And there are some kids where it's like, okay, you know, this isn't going to work out. I do what I can, but, you know, I have a big class. I can't tackle everybody with the same gusto. And especially if the kid's problem is, like, they don't care about your class, it's like, okay, you can try and make them care, but if they don't care, then you got to focus on the people who do care, at the very most. But just from my experience with teachers, Alfie's not doing super great as a teacher. Oh no. Yeah, I don't think that Susie ever threatened certainly I don't think Susie ever threatened Alfie's. Girl, just go get some church juice. Yeah, exactly. Like, why are you afraid from, like, oh, Susie's going to make fun of my church juice combo? What? Like, dude, you're an adult. Go get your juice. Yeah, ignoring Chris constantly sleeps in class. She's like, oh, don't worry, I'm not mad at you, because what she's afraid of is that, like, Toriel or Asgore will be mad at her. And especially funny thing is like, Chris goes to get Alfie's juice, and Susie's like, oh, awesome juice. Like, again, Alfie's is like, I love her as a person, but I don't think she's very well suited to the job of, like, guiding kids, because she's still trying to work out some stuff for herself. It's a hard job. But yeah, definitely I agree that, like, I think a lot of the problems from both Alfie's and, like, other students is that they see Susie as somebody who's really scary, when the truth is Susie is scared. She is scared of a number of things. Like, she's scared of the prophecy. I think that's absolutely the case. Now, anyway. Alfie's perpetually cursed to be the follow-up of someone else. No! Alfie's, no! Dr. W.D. Garrison? Yeah, I could see that. Like, Alfie's probably would be happier, like, you know, in a kind of solo job tinkering away at making stuff. Because that we know she's good at. Alfie's invented the prophecy. Exactly. If Susie has no fans, I am no longer of this earth. I love my girl. Like I was saying on the Discord server, You know, people who are like harping on Chris or whatever, being mean to Chris, but are okay with Susie. There is going to come a time later in the game, mark my words, where something's going to happen and Susie's going to take it really badly and she's going to regress back to being unreasonable and violent and scared, and like it's going to look like her character development all vanished, and people are going to turn on her for it. They're going to be like, ew, why did she do that? That was so horrible. She's a horrible bully after all. And I'm like, no, you fools. I will stand by Susie because she has to get through this. But mark my words, it's going to happen. She's going to have a moment where she crashes out and gets violent and does something that people do not like. Like, I saw some post a while ago that was like, you know, there's something is going to happen where it's revealed that Chris is, you know, not the greatest person or did something awful, and people are not going to be able to handle it. And I'm like, you know what? You were so right. We probably don't even know the full extent to it yet, but yeah, that probably happened with Chris, and it's going to happen with Susie. I know, why can't the fandom be normal about Alfie's? I could totally see it being Susie being the one that takes off Chris's hand. I can, in fact. Yeah. I mean, maybe it'll happen because Chris asked for it. Or hand over control for it. Yeah. Basically, I have the distinct feeling that the moment where Chris loses their hand and the moment where Susie gains control of the soul, those are going to be related to each other. Those are going to be happening in conjunction. Well, one of those is going to lead into the other, pretty much. And I think it's going to be Chris lose their hand leads into Susie getting the soul. And it's basically an open question of like how much of that is like Susie's choice, how much of that is our choice, how much of that is Chris's choice. How much of that is like a predetermined thing? Because again, Ralsei seems really concerned about, oh, Susie, you haven't hurt Chris, have you? Are you being nice? Or the part where she's like, oh, Chris, why did you make me do that? And Ralsei's like, make you? And looks back at the player. Those two things in conjunction. I do kind of get the feeling that Susie will take the soul in order to try and save Chris from something. But we still don't know what's going to happen to them if, like, they don't have it in the dark world. Because it seems like that's a bad thing. Like, they can get by okay for a certain amount of time in the light world without it. But I get the feeling if they don't have it in the dark world outside of the parameters that's allowed, like a battle or choice, then they might be in trouble. So it's all just a matter of, okay, I think this is going to happen. How it happens, we'll see. We will see. I don't know. Like, there's this thing of, oh, you know, Chris never takes their soul out in the dark world, but the thing is they do. It comes out in battles and certain dialogue choices. Like, especially, you know, oh, let's go see what Susie's doing. So basically, the soul can leave Chris's body as long as it's still within the parameters of, like, okay, it's in the text box, it's in the battle box. It's still contained in certain rule sets. I'm not sure what would happen if it's like, okay, it's not in Chris and it's not in one of our established rule spaces like the battle box. That might be a problem. Yes, more Queen Alfie's ending. That's such an interesting ending. Like, one of the darkest neutral endings, a really good one. Hardly anybody does anything with that. Like, do have like a million Sans ones. And then, like, come on! There's this really cool Alphys one. What do Chris and Rousey talk about? I don't know. It's not even like it's always Chris and Rousey talking, because in one of those times, Rousey runs off and leaves Chris to go try and find the final prophecy. And then... Chris No Soul can't seal Fountain. That would be the easiest solution. So I guess, okay, if they can't seal the fountain, are they then stuck in the dark world, and is that going to be bad? Yeah, I really should have killed you when I had the chance to... so good. So much potential in that. People took all those moments with, like, Alphys and put them all into Sans. He's got his own things going on. Do some stuff with Alphys. Yeah, we may be seeing that convo anyway. I guess if you choose to not focus on Susie in that one, you can have a conversation with Rousey, and that's when he talks about, yep, this is my face. I look like your brother. I like that though. And it's like, what does that mean, Rousey? What do you mean by that? And he knows he looks like Azrael. Oh, that would be interesting, yeah. Yeah, Alvy's basically being forced into a leadership position that she really doesn't want. And finds that she's okay at least as okay as Asgore is. That would be interesting. Even though everybody's like in a remarkably worse position. Rousey's such a little freak, it's true. He's our little freak. Yeah, it seems like she used to have a lot more fun, like, you know, like she wanted to build Metaton because she's good at robotics, and then tried to go into biology and it went horribly, and now she doesn't want to, like, invent things anymore. That's how the Soul's saying they've seen Rousey's face before. Well, I kind of feel like it's not another situation of, like, relationship to Undertale, the sense of, oh, nice to see you again to Sans, even though Chris has not seen Sans before. Like, we technically have seen a Asriel, just not Deltarune's Asriel. That is true. Chris is like, what do you mean you've seen my brother, weird soul thing? Like, I'm sure they're seeing Rousey and recognizing their brother, but also pointing out, no, Rousey looks different this, and this way. But I guess that is information that's like, Soul, what do you mean you saw my brother? No, you haven't. What do you mean? That would be kind of terrifying, because Chris has, like, taken steps so far to kind of hide a lot of what Asriel, like, how Asriel is from us, with the, you know, I'm not gonna look in their room in Queen's Mansion kind of thing, or being a little awkward about Asriel. So imagine all that when Soul's like, yeah, I've seen him. It's like, what? Huh? When? Huh? Like, oh. That would be kind of freaky. And though, to be fair, it's, you know, probably not the same Asriel. Another hymn. What? What? That is funny. Like, you photoshopped Rousey? Oh, it's your brother? Stop pointing out how he's different. Like, no, he doesn't have those glasses, and his hair does that, and No, his fur sticks up that way. It's different. We need to finally see the boy. Show him to us. We want to see how he's different or the same in this world. Some people are still saying they look the same, and I'm like, no, guys. Even Chris was like, no, he's different. He's different. Huh. Cool writing ideas. Yeah, they're definitely separate people, but then there's a question, okay, why does Ralsei look a lot like it? Well, it is my theory that that Ralsei currently has Chris's actual soul. Like, the red soul we have, that's us. I think Chris's actual soul is with Ralsei. At least that hasn't been proven wrong yet. It might be proven wrong later, but still got that theory kind of simmering back. Yeah, at first she's like, huh, is that Asriel? Wait, no. I was like, that guy, weird guy kind of looked like Chris's brother? Which, I don't know, might be why they didn't interact that much. There's barely any Noelle and Ralsei interaction. No, I want him to be built like a fridge. Hello, thank you for coming. We are piling on more debris. Yes, I think that's one of the reasons why he doesn't turn to stone, and I think that's one of the reasons why he can hop between dark worlds pretty easily. Let the boy be at college! Let him go to college at once. Let him grow up to a normal person, mostly. As normal as he can. Into the gotcha ball! Nah, we never got that, did we? And yeah, you think Sham knows that about Ralsei? Sham definitely knows a lot. I don't know if he knows that specifically. Oh yeah, I have seen that, which is cute. I will accept your trans headcanons. But yeah, the other problem is if Ralsei does have Chris's original soul, that's not what they mean by binder. They don't mean trapper keeper. Not that kind of binder. That's really funny. Very cool, but also no, indeed. Okay, I think before I go on, I'm gonna do one more stretch, and then we'll do one more session. Yeah, a trapper keeper is like a school binder, not the kind that you wear. Like we used to have trapper keepers when I was a kid. They're usually like, you know, like get a Lisa Franklin and all those crazy colors on it. Very, very fun. Basically, you put a lot of your like loose leaf papers in there and stuff like that. Not the same thing as a binder you wear. Same word, different context. You thought a trapper keeper was the best pun? Oh, that's hilarious. Oh, I love it. Okay, no, for anyone confused, there's binder, which you would wear around your chest if you were trying to bind your breasts to you to keep them out of the way, because for trans reasons. And then there is binder, Ich bin ein Berliner, indeed. And then there is a binder, which is a basically folder thing that you would use in school. You put your loose leaf papers in it, other school materials, basically to keep all that stuff together. I don't know how much they use those anymore, because I don't know how much they give you loose leaf papers. But they had those when I was a kid, and often those were sometimes called trapper keepers, or that was like a brand for those kinds of binders. And now you know. And now you know that's half the battle. Exactly. What would happen if Chris needed their original soul back? I think that's what our final battle's going to be. It's going to be a thing, especially like if, you know, Susie has to get the soul from Chris when they lose their hand and stuff. It's like, oh, you know, Chris is going to die without, you know, some kind of soul or whatever. And it's like, oh, there's a way to save Chris, but there's a cost. And that cost is where I'll say. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, that's the thing is, like, I don't think Ralsei would hesitate to give it back now. But over the course of this game, and especially with Susie, we've been encouraging Ralsei to, you know, he's like, oh, I'm starting to have my own likes and dislikes. I'm starting to be my own person. You know, I think, like, yeah, Baby Chapter 5 jealousy could be that too. Like, he is developing into his own person that is, you know, has Chris's soul but is not Chris. What if by the time, oh no, Chris needs their own soul back, he doesn't want to give it back because he's like, you know, selfishly, I want to be my own person. I don't want to, you know, go back to being an object that's thrown away and stuff like that. And then we're in this horrible position, and it's a tragedy because, like, Susie's correct. He should be his own person. It's like a Roxas and Sora situation times like 10. I want to live and love and laugh. It's going to be this terrible situation of we have to give up Ralsei to get Chris back, but we shouldn't have to, because by that point, Ralsei is his own person, and we've been treating him as his own person. Asriel the Ventus, or I don't know. I would say more Asriel the Ventus, the Vessel of Vanitas. Oh, good grief! Now we're really getting into it, aren't we? I have no clue what's going to happen with the vessel. No ideas. All right, be right back for one more stretch and stuff. I am back. Ah, Christopher Lee Hansen. Billy Zane. Wish we'd gotten more Billy Zane. He was cool. Surrender yourself to darkness. That's a crazy series of boss battles. This is a crazy pile of debris. Voice crack. Light! But why? Yeah, they got some all-star cast there, along with Lance Bass as Sephiroth. Ross, I have to make that choice, would be made for him. I feel like if he doesn't want to give up, you know, if he wants to keep existing, then it would have to be made for him kind of thing. I know, I can see, like, our final battle being, like, a Chris versus Rouse, or maybe Susie versus Rouse sort of thing. Just, like, absolutely heartbreaking. Absolutely devastating. Oh, that's true, for Tangled. Ooh, lunar eclipse. Those are fun. Go see that lunar eclipse. I've missed so many eclipses. I know, it'll be really sad. It's going to be devastating. I can tell already. It's going to hurt so bad. I can't help feeling this terrible thing where I'll say, it's like, no, don't worry about me. Don't be friends with me. Don't forget about me. You know, I'm not made to last. And then Susie ignores that and is like, no, hell with that. I'm going to be friends. You are your own person. I'm going to be friends with you anyway, dipshit. And she's correct on it. Like, she's not wrong about this. Her view on this is correct. And yet, it'll come back to bite her. And bite all of us horribly. That's tragedy, baby! That's my prediction. Unless we see, I don't know, maybe something else going on with the get love, toothpaste boy. Exactly. Be cherished. I'll say, like, no. I like that. That Simpsons meme of, you know, what's his name, being surrounded by ladies thrusting at him, but it's Rouse being surrounded by people cherishing him. Do some writing. Have fun. Probably gonna do this for one more half hour, and then I gotta go get lunch myself. But hey, we at least got through the rest of part 8. Backgrounds, it's pretty good. A little bit into part 9. The pointy-headed will say toothpaste, and boy. Why was that in the prophecy? Of all things. You think the thrash machine was in the prophecy? The girl will make a stupid machine. It looks like a duck. Well, if you know how it ends, that's always a plus. What dumb things should the prophecy include? The rules card will get in a throuple and then be kicked out. It is true. I don't think I've had, like, a lot of people actually make their thrash machine into duck. I don't think I've ever made my thrash machine pure duck. It might have some duck in it, but it's not pure duck. I don't know, I think it's kind of funnier if, like, it's not a full duck, but you just have, like, one part duck, and the rest is, like, something else. Like, give it, you know, flame head and tank body, and then it just has little duck feet. Make it a Kirby! Round body, little shoes. Good choice. I know, it's really funny if, like, you emphasize, like, the hot stuff. It's like, oh, you made it sexy? What? Like, there's some really, really funny things if you try different combinations and you, like, try and go, like, okay, we're gonna make it cool, or make it fast, or make it hot. Laser Kirby. You now have the Kirby machine. That is a true thrash machine, to be fair. It will thrash your own ass. Kinda looks like you guys want to kiss? Smooch. At least the kiss anyone could fall in love with the swan boat. The true OTP. So Star Walker. It's okay to express yourself, Chris. Chris is remarkably good at flirting. Chris. We can all do flirting lessons from Chris? Look at all these bad bitches I got from being autistic, basically. You guys really like guns? Opposed to just saying it happens. We know Susie's attempts at it are not great. And hell no, you do it, Ralph said. Not so easy, is it? You guys come here often? You're unbanned from Ham Sandwich Day. Who banned her from Ham Sandwich Day? Who did that? I will hit them. So where was she living? They just had free ham sandwiches. You're one hot baby. Carol! Carol! Oh, I know. I'm sorry about that. Ugh. No, green snowflakes. Like a waterfall of... Wait, do you actually have hair? Or they got awkward and left? That was good jokes. Get back here and let me flirt with you! Like, yo, how is Frisk better at this? You're teenagers. Frisk is a child. How did this happen? Grimace. Frisk is cute. They are a little dumpling. Direct correlation between lack of filter and flirting skill. Yeah, that makes sense, yeah. The Mike Pippins as Mippins? I thought people were calling the mics their various like names like Pluie and Batat. Batat? So the mics are actually just Batat, Pluie, and Jongler. Even though that's probably not their name, it's just the name of the game, but the Mippins. Oh no! They had mad beef with back in the day. Oh no! Also, I thought they were also calling it the Mike Pippins because it was also like the Matt Pat Pippins. Because it's green like Matt Pat. And like the whole conspiracy board kind of poking fun at Matt Pat kind of thing. Bat Tat fandom too big. Somehow Cowboy Mike became the least popular. True. You all were so excited for your cowboy, and when you finally got it, it's like, actually, this isn't that exciting. I told you so. No, my pain. It's like, wait, you don't want a cowboy with boxing gloves on? What's wrong with you thinking Mike is a cowboy? Speaking of it, I also need more, I want to see more remixes of stuff like Airwaves and Cat Swing, because those are good. I hardly see any remixes of those. I've got friends on the inside. I see what you did there, Toby. Yeah, now image friend is like still the friend part being popular. Woody the cowboy. Relationship ended with Woody the cowboy doll. Now friend cat is my new best friend. Get it? Yeah, Airwaves is very fun. But everyone's like, what if it was a shitpost Toby made several years ago about Toy Story? I love this fandom's whole bit about, you know, actual in-game evidence of things. Nah, that doesn't mean anything. Shitpost Toby made several years ago? This has secret meaning! Apparently that's not actually what happened. Because I thought that too, but I don't know, I've tried to listen to both those songs and I'm like, I'm sorry, I don't hear it. I don't hear the Impreg song in Battle Tower. I think that might have been like that might have been an untruth or an exaggeration, because I have tried to listen to both of those songs. I cannot hear one and the other. I know I'm bad at that kind of thing. Oh no, the friend face showed up in your nightmares. Oh no! To be honest, if that showed up in my real life nightmares, that would freak me out. I mean, I don't know if I would call a similar section the same thing. Yay, lunar eclipse! Yeah, I don't think it was intentional. I mean, Toby doesn't even seem to really like, you know, the baby is you that much, so I don't think he would deliberately be like, haha, remember this? Because I don't think he likes it that much. At least that's the impression I got. Oh, that's terrifying. That's a terrifying dream. Holy crap, that would freak me out. No, I wouldn't. I do not want to be stalked by friend. I don't like that at all. Ugh. Oh, that's scary. None of my paralysis demons have been like, you know, video game characters. They've always been like real looking people that I don't know. Stupid paralysis demons. Get out of here. No! Oh, that's like triple bad. Oh, early 2000s. Ugh. We shouldn't. You know what? Only sleepwalked once. I've never sleptwalked, but I have had a couple paralysis demons. Probably because the body's kicked in too much into the do not move while you're asleep. Don't do it. They do not have insurance. I'm sorry. And it's Toriel and Asgore's house. Susie kicked it over. She kicked it over to get you the snacks inside. No, the show didn't yet exist. No! Dreams are weird. There's, like... Logic is so bizarre. Yeah, sorry, Toriel and Asgore's house. It got smashed. It got smashed by the Suze. She looking for her Susie snacks. Oh yeah, I'm sure I kicked around and sleep and stuff. Huh, interesting. Yeah, I'm quite certain that the room that we see in the beginning of Chapter 3, that is Susie's room. That was the first thing I thought when I saw it. I'm like, is that Susie's bedroom? Oh, that'd be especially weird to sleepwalk in a hotel. Oh, that would freak me out. That would freak me out. Get a box and write Susie snacks on them. Exactly. The box will hold many humans. Those are her snacks. Actually, she does get a lot of snacks in the Tenna boss battle, too. Basically, Tenna's like, here, eat my minions. And she's like, whee! Unfortunately, it's a distraction. Yeah, how would you deal with a sleepwalker? I've never dealt with that before. Like, will they fall over if they suddenly wake up? What would happen? What are you supposed to do? Annette. Trustful. Bring along a mattress and they can fall into it. What a weird effect, sleepwalking. Do any other animals do that, or just humans just weird like that? It's a myth? It's fine to wake them. Okay. Reverse narcolepsy, I guess. I wonder how those myths get started, too. That sounds reasonable, and then it's like, oh, it's myth, huh? Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't think I've ever dealt with anybody that did sleepwalking. So I would not know. Yeah, I can't imagine that'd be fun. Since I'm true and stop believing it. I don't know. I think it's always been a problem of if you believe something that's untrue, but you don't want to stop believing it, even after you've been proven it's to not be true, is because you have an investment in it being true. It's a lot harder to convince people to let go of like deeply held beliefs than like a random fact that doesn't really have any bearing on their life. Yeah, that makes sense. So the problem is if you are invested in an idea and somebody tells you that idea is wrong, you have to think about, okay, why am I super invested in this being correct? Can I learn to adjust myself in that sense? Oh, that's not fun either. You roll off and wake up on the bed. Yeah, it's if you attach your identity to stuff really easily, then it's a lot harder to let go of it if it's proven wrong. In that sense, I actually kind of think that like there is some benefit to like telling kids the Santa Claus myth and then having to like tell them no, actually Santa Claus isn't real when they're older, because it's basically training for the idea of, hey, something that you believe could turn out to not be true. Here's how, but you can survive this. Here's how you'll, get through it. Which is an important skill to know. It's important to be able to be like, oh, this thing I believed was wrong. I have to readjust my worldview, but it's not the end of the world. Do you think Rouse is surviving at the end? No, I don't. I think if any of them are not going to make it to the end, it's Rouse. Oh yeah, I clung to the belief that Santa was real for a long time. Like, I did not figure it out. Like, my parents had to tell me. It was a long time for me. Alright, good luck with work. I hope it goes well. Like my parents told me and my brother at the same time. I cried. I was so upset. Bye. Have a good time at work. And I hope the train is better on the way back. It all happened when I was 24. Yeah, how old was I? I think maybe I might have been 10 or 11. I was not that young comparatively. I think a lot of kids get it a lot younger nowadays. I was upset though. I was really sad that it wasn't real. I cried. But you know what? It's okay. I was sad, but I lived. It could be the internet's fault. I did not really have the internet much when I was a youngin. Didn't really start using that until middle high school. Yeah, my parents would tell me in like a serious talk and stuff, so. Also, my parents were at least smart that they didn't tell us like right before or after Christmas. It was like in August, you know, when it wasn't super relevant. I mean, I would not say the stream is for kids, but I'm not drawing anything that's adult right now. I'm just working on backgrounds. But I don't think the topic of discussions is necessarily kid-friendly. I will probably be talking about things that are more geared towards adults and teens. But I'm not, yeah, you can be here if you're 16. That's fine. I'm not drawing anything that is inappropriate right now. And honestly, I probably wouldn't. I've done some 18 plus stuff, but I usually do that, you know, for commissioners on my own time. I don't think I would do that on stream. Unless, and if I was, I would like warn ahead of time, hey, here's an 18 plus stream. So yeah, you're fine if you're here if you're 16. Don't worry, you're good. I'm probably gonna stop soon. I got about 15 more minutes, and then I gotta go get lunch. Yeah, not fun adult experiences, boring adult experiences. Or Gerson, I'm old. Do you change art style? When I do adult work? Not necessarily. I will, like, you know, sometimes if necessary, but I don't know if there's that much of an art change style. Not really, no. I probably change it more for, like, the work I do for my job, because I have to follow, you know, certain design documents. So I try and stick with the design documents, even though, especially with boards, like, your own style still comes through a lot. Oh, yeah. Nope. You are fine if you're 16. Good to be thorough. That's true. Yeah. I'm sorry for coming in a little late. I'm probably going to be stopping soon because I've been going for a while and I have to get lunch and do other things. Mm-hmm. Cigarette, no! Please don't give screens to children under 2 anyway. Don't do that. It's not very good for them. Yeah, sorry, the adult topics are boring. Things like, I wish there was better public transit, and I have a doctor's appointment this week. The not fun ones. I'm getting that reference. Albies, why is your nose in the corner? She just stuck her head in the corner. Now you must acquire taste for freeform jazz. That is some kind of adult thing. Like, my dad likes freeform jazz. What is it with, like, older boomers and freeform jazz? Like, well, my parents are barely boomers anyway. They're like on the tail end of it. And again, maybe I'm getting too old, so I'm like, oh, I can write a little freeform jazz. Now I'm just picturing Garrison, like, listening to freeform jazz being like, ah, yeah. Yeah, exactly. Especially if, like if you don't want to be concerned about swearing or something like that. Oh, we got something over here too. Like, you don't want to worry about, oh, can I use, you drop an F-bomb if there's like a 12-year-old in chat. That's not very fun. Tropical sounding beach stuff. Interesting. Well, again, you can sit and with us and draw. Again, I'm sorry I'm about to stop soon. I gotta go get lunch and all that. But if you want to come back in the future, I usually draw on Sunday mornings, which is like Pacific time. So for me, it's like it starts around like 9 a.m. Pacific time. And my art streams are usually good for teens and others to listen to. Be streaming that one thing, indeed. I guess it gets clicks and stuff. I don't have much time to draw that. I'm too busy with other stuff. Again, I have drawn some 18 plus stuff, but it's just been for private commission only. I haven't really shared that because my socials are not 18 only, and I would, if I wanted to post that, I'd rather have like an 18 only social, and I haven't made that, so I'm like, okay, I don't do this often enough to justify that, so I'm just not gonna post them. Maybe that'll change, but I don't expect that to change in the future because I am too busy with other stuff. Cake! What kind of cake? What kind of cake? Yeah, that's another thing. People get really pent up about it, and I'm like, do I want to deal with that? Oh, no. It's mostly just like a headache. Pineapple. Huh. Is it one of those pineapple upside down cakes? I don't think I've ever had that. It's unfortunate because I definitely think right now, you know, people should be allowed to draw what they want, and I don't like that feeling of like, I have to worry about people being like, why are you drawing this? And it's like, because I want to. But again, at least in my case, it's I'm already busy drawing. I have enough to do. Yeah, it's especially weird. I think it's very weird in like this fandom space as well. Yeah, that sucks. And again, it kind of sucks that it's that way. I feel like you should be able to draw what you want when you want. Especially frustrating because, like, okay, for my job, I mostly draw stuff for very little kids. Like, I spend most of my day drawing stuff for preschool age because that's the shows I'm working on because, you know, that's where the work is. So it's like, you can't draw anything not safe for work. You draw stuff for preschoolers. And it's like, but I kind of would like some variety because I draw stuff for preschoolers all day. I like being able to, like, one thing I've liked about Eldritchrune is, like, okay, I get to draw something, you know, freaky and scary and cool when, you know, most of my day is, again, spent drawing stuff that is extremely kid-friendly. And if you only do one kind of thing, it gets pretty tiring after a while. It's nice to have variety. Honestly, what I should do is, I need to do more traditional stuff more. I need to do more changing up mediums. Do almost everything digitally. Yeah, that's another thing. Is it's like I don't want to be in a situation where like I'd have to choose. You can only do kid stuff, or you can only do adult stuff. It's a sucky situation to be in. Because what you're, you know, ideally what you want to do is be like, okay, you know, I have the appropriate audience for what I'm doing. If I'm drawing stuff for kids, then I want that to go to kids. If I'm drawing stuff for adults, I don't want that to go to kids. I want it to go to adults. And just the way, especially online social media sites are set up now, is like there is no differentiation. Those are all lumped together to the detriment of both often. Oh, I like this remix. The end result is that marketers get what they want and nobody else does. But yeah, at least in my case, I do not draw much 18 plus stuff. Again, the only times I've done it recently have been for private commission, just because the stuff I am working on for either my work or, you know, fan stuff is not adult, so I just don't have time for it. Yeah, that's where basically you would have to get like separate accounts. And basically, I do not do adult stuff often enough to justify the separate account. I would use it like maybe once in a blue moon, so I'm like, never mind. Draw anything, yes. Good to practice. I'm kind of hoping that, you know, this is a long way off. Maybe over Christmas break, I'm gonna, you know, I'm not gonna have my digital stuff anyway. If I'm visiting my family, I'll be away from the computer. So I'm like, might be nice to, like, you know, get my watercolor pencils and do some stuff that's traditional. That would be nice. Feels good. Really like it? I mean, it depends. I've done it before. One thing I have found with adult stuff, it takes longer for me to do it because I get way more like focused on, like, if it looks bad, it feels worse when you're doing it for an adult stuff because, like, you can't get away with it as well. Like, I have to slow down quite a bit. I feel like when I end up doing adult stuff, I have to, like, redraw it multiple times. So I'm like, no, this doesn't look right. No, this doesn't look right. So it just takes me longer. Yeah, it's like embarrassing. It's like, if this looks bad, you're gonna know, because, like, you can tell better. Yeah, it's just a matter of I don't have accounts for it. So I used to, like, a while ago, and I realized, oh, I just don't really draw it that often, so I just kind of stopped using it. That is one nice thing about Tumblr, is you can have password protected accounts. Like, I appreciated that. Kind of wish that was the case with other stuff like, you know, Blue Sky and stuff like that. Like, at least a password protected account, like, it makes sure, okay, you know, kids aren't going to stumble onto this randomly. They have to have the password. He does? Yeah, many such cases. That's exactly it. It's like, oh, you know, when you're arrow ace, it's like, oh, it's all the same to me, so I might as well draw it. It's like, I am not affected. It's just work. American footballs. This is science, exactly. We're studying new and bold things and weirdness. No, it's all good. No, you would be surprised at the number of, like, arrow ace artists who are like, yeah, I'll draw some sexy stuff. Because, again, it's like, you have no personal attachment to it, so it's just kind of like drawing anything else. Although, definitely for sure, there are some arrow ace people where it's like, no, I'm super squicked out about this. I don't want to see it or draw it or anything like that. And there are some, like, it's different for every person. There are some things where I'm like, okay, this squicks me. I do not want to draw it. The problem with that kind of thing is, like, it's very, that's why in my commission I'm like, okay, I will take not safe for work on a case-by-case basis. Because sometimes you do not know if something, like, really bothers you until, like, you see it or you get it explained to you, and then you're like, oh, this bothers me. Like, stuff can be so weirdly specific. It's really hard to say off the bat, except for, like, you know, my hard nose of, no, I won't draw that kind of thing. Yeah, at least for a number of arrow ace people, it's like, oh, this is fine to draw because I have no personal investment in this. Like, that's kind of how it is with me. It's like, I'm fine with that kind of drawing that kind of stuff, but, like, as soon as you put me personally involved in it, I'm like, no, what am I doing there? Get me the heck out! No. Yeah, oh, proportions. That's where the madness is. Proportions. I feel like whenever I'm drawing something, like, I'll draw the head first, and then the rest of the body, and then I'm like, the head is too big. I have to size the head down. This happens to me, like, all the time. Okay, not quite enough pages left, but I do, this is usually my stopping point. Let's see, how far do we get? Nope, I'm here. I think because this is section 9, so we're in the purple now. Helps me differentiate parts from each other. Oh, we got pretty decently far through that. We're getting through them. Ah, that's exciting. Well, I don't know if it's exciting to see all the debris drawn, but oh well. Okay, it's my stopping point again. And probably when I get back to this next week, it'll be some kind of more backgrounds. Maybe I'll do more character shading for like a earlier part as well. I'm just trying to get through little bits for the ending because goodness gracious, must go to bed. Yes, thanks so much for coming to the stream and for chatting with me and for following if you're new and all that stuff. Again, I will do more Mother 3 on Friday because that's been going well. And then I should do another art stream next Sunday. Wish me luck with going back to work. Because that'll be crazy. But this means paycheck, yay! Always good to do that. So yes, thanks so much for coming to the stream. I super appreciate y'all being here, and I hope that you guys have a wonderful day. Alright, thanks so much. I will see you all next time. Alrighty, see you later.